Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Kamen Rider Zi-O Alzheimer! Alright, we are on to episode 10 of Kamen Rider Zi-O and episode 39 of Lupinranger vs. Patranger. And by that little reference, yes, Sogo has taken another step towards becoming the good Demon King that he now wants to be, now that he's acquired the power of Kamen Rider Oz. Alright, and now to back up a little bit here. Yeah, like I said last time, Eiji in this revised timeline is now a member of the Japanese Diet. Basically what happened is that, since he didn't become O's, he still went through all that shit down in Africa, but he came away from it looking with a different outlook than what led him to become O's. I'm guessing that in this timeline, his father didn't try to take advantage of his son's situation to advance his career, and Eiji basically decided to follow in his father's footsteps, become a politician, and, well, he still has the desire to help as many people as he can, but he figures that, maybe instead of just wandering around as a hobo, he thinks that, maybe getting into politics would probably be a good way to help. On paper, that sounds good, but, Eiji, just, if you want to help people, free advice, don't ever get involved in politics. But, well, hey, he seems to be actually doing a decent job of it. I mean, we're not shown that, but, it's Eiji, if he was good enough to be a Kamen Rider, he can actually, do a lot of good with a lot of political power, actually using that to help people, and, yeah, it'd certainly be a lot better than King Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over there. And, well, either of the King Cocoa Puffs. So, yeah, it turns out that Sogo, like I said, he wasn't exactly infiltrating the God Dan Kuroto's operation. It wasn't exactly that he was infiltrating. It was basically, well, in a way, kind of seeing a how not to guide. How to be a demon king, how to be a good demon king. Number 1, actually care about the people you're ruling. Rule number 2, no one is beneath you. The people place their trust in you, so it's your job to protect them in kind. Number 3, don't start screaming at the top of your lungs that you're a king that will surpass God. And rule number 4, don't look like an unholy monster. So yeah, he finally figures out that, well, surprise, surprise, Dan Kuroto, with the powers of a full-fledged Kamen Rider and with a maniacal god complex, means he's completely dangerous and maybe shouldn't be put in any position of power. So, yeah, Sogo backs up Eiji and Hina, who, surprise, surprise, she still has her insane super strength in this continuity, and, well, yeah, she actually manages to use it for, like, the second or third time, I held up the wrong fingers there, to actually go and fight against enemies. Granted, she did use that to basically just go and attack some waist yummies when she grabbed Eiji and just swung him around like a baseball bat. Okay, no wait, it wasn't the waist yummies, it was another O's. But still, I was almost getting flashbacks to Countdown when Mary Marvel was using Kyle Rayner as a club to beat up Donna Troy. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, it didn't last as that long, and it was nowhere near as ridiculous, but. Oh God, I was reminded of something about Countdown. Ugh. Alright, anyways, yeah. Even though Sogo did this incredibly stupid thing for an incredibly stupid reason, guess what? It actually has consequences since, now Gates is completely convinced that Sogo will become Omazio and is basically broken away from Sogo and Tsukiyomi and is wandering around doing God knows what now at the end of the episode. Alright, well, anyways, before that happens, Eiji and Sogo actually have a bit of a heart-to-heart talk, and, well, basically, Eiji goes to give Sogo the Perfexa and, basically what he wants to do. If he, with the power that he has in his hands, he wants to use that power to actually reach out and help as many people as he possibly can. And again, since in this timeline he wasn't traumatized by his experience in Africa, he figures that following his dad's footsteps in politics would be a good chance to help as many people as he could with his political power. So, again, Eiji is still a decent person, just, basically you can't really change this guy, which, this is actually kind of weird. For what we've seen with the writers that we've actually seen, well, okay, aside from Takumi and Kusaka, but again, their stuff happened in 2003, and we caught up with them in 2018. That's 15 years. A lot of time has passed between them, and, people don't stay stagnant. Anyone that, actually, people that actually and that actually can make a difference, they don't stay stagnant. They don't just are content with one thing for one spot forever. People have to progress. People have to move on. And so, Takumi and Kusaka's relationship would have undoubtedly changed. But, Eiji still went through a very traumatic experience back in 2010, and 8 years later, he's probably come to terms with that, and is probably using that as motivation to, do what he's doing now, even if he doesn't have the powers of a Kamen Rider. Which again goes to show why the main heroes are still Kamen Riders, and guys like Kuroto, they're evil, twisted parodies. And that's actually what's kind of concerning about this. For what we've seen with the Riders, they still feel mostly in character from how they were depicted in the show, again, with the exceptions being Takumi, Kusaka, and Sento, and Banjo. But, again, the whole thing with Build was, oh god, the first two episodes were just an absolute shite show. Just, way to go and start off on the right foot, guys. But aside from that, from what we've seen so far with the returning cast members, they don't really seem all that far off from how they were depicted in their shows. And, Kosuke, I didn't really care that much about Wizard to begin with, so, whatever. And, from what we've seen, most of the main characters from returning main characters seem consistent. Or at least they're depicted in ways that don't seem disrespectful to the shows they were depicted in, with some, exceptions to every rule. But is this really a Shirakura production? I mean, I don't know what he's doing here. Maybe it's because maybe he might be producing, but Shirakura is maybe actually just kind of learning to back off from this because he knows that this whole thing with the revised timeline, trump card, the revised timeline card that he's pulling with the show, he's probably realized, okay, maybe I should stop poking the bear so much. Well, I don't know. We still have a lot of more episodes left, although. At least 20, 40 episodes, maybe. But, Oh, yeah. Alright, I should get back on track here. Where was I? Alright, anyways. After Eiji comes to accept that Sogo actually, cares about people and is actually willing to use his power to protect people, he hands him not only the O's Ride Watch, but the Tajado Ride Watch. So it's not even a secondary rider form, it's a super form ride watch. And he uses that with his time machine when he's about to travel back to 2010 to go and fight the God Dan Kuroto when he becomes another O's. Ora shows up with another time machine, this time where she's bringing along Castle Duran, which was the headquarters for the three monsters that became Kamen Rider Kiva's transformation weapons. The werewolf, the Frankenstein, and the merman. She has Castle Duran, which, last time when tried this shtick with Captain Ghost, this actually makes a little bit more sense since we haven't seen another Kiva yet. But again, this is still very questionable. How are they able to get control of these, rider, not really vehicles, but, battle vehicles, these big giant things? How are they able to do this? Just because they have the other ride watches with them? I don't, but again, this doesn't make any sense. But then again, this show's consistency, narrative consistency is kind of. I mean, yeah. Yeah, before we move on to Lupinranger versus Patranger, I better remember to talk about something that's got me kind of concerned, especially when we're talking about the next another writer that's going to show up. Anyways, yeah, it's basically the standard procedure from there. Sogo travels back to 2010. Kuroto becomes another O's. He gets the powers of the O's Ride Watch and becomes let's see, Zi-O O's armor and manages to put dethrone the God Emperor of Looney Tunes. And and of course, Waz goes and puts the cherry on top by saying, "Congratulations, God Dan Kuroto! You're managed to make up to become the perfect fertilizer for my demon king to grow from." So yeah, you're lower than the dirt maggot. All right. Anyways, yeah, and then Gates wanders off on his own with Ora watching him from afar, and then we cut to Droppers and a certain guy a certain guy's walking up to Droppers, and it turns out it's an orange with our old Rule 63 Madoka Kota, aka Kamen Rider Gaim. Okay, now for me to get to the part that has me kind of scratching my head a bit. You'll recall back with the another Fives and another Forze incident that the ride watches apparently have a very short timeline, and where people can become another riders. Yeah, let's see, another Fives, let's see, lasted from the tail end of 2003 to about the tail end of 2011, which is about 7 years, give or take. And yeah, he was able to augment that by becoming another Forze with that rider power layered on top of that. So let's see, we've already gone. All right, let's see. Another double we know is confirmed for Heisei Generations Forever, so he's out. Let's see, we've got another O. We just had another O's. Let's see, another Forze, as I said before. Wizard, we're going. And yeah, since we saw Kota before, it's obvious that next time we're going to be dealing with another Gaim. So then afterwards we had let's see, Gates already has the Drive a Ghost Ride watches, and well, the first let's see, we had Excited Build. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. And we've only this was basically the cutoff of Kamen Riders that we had post Kamen Rider Decade. We're only down to Gaim and Double. So yeah, you guys are starting to see my problems here. Um, yeah, with another Kuga, Agito, Ryuki, Blade, Hibiki, and Kiva and Decade. Yeah, yeah, all the writers that came before Fives. Yeah, again, Kuga, Agito, Ryuki. Unless they come up with some weird way to uh, unless they reveal that another Gaim is actually like another Kuga or something layered on top of it. Um, shouldn't their another rider powers be not working in 2018 and later 2019? I mean, again, unless they decide to again layer the another Kiva and another let's see, another Kabuto on top of like Kuga and Akito or Ryuki. Um, yeah, again, this show's internal consistency it's basically built on crumbling cookies, rusted paper clips, and a lot of prayer. Ugh. And yeah, we already know that another double and another Den-O are confirmed for the movie. So yeah, how are they going to keep going after this? I mean, unless they're going to start making another writer versions of the secondary writers, but again, that wouldn't have happened since we saw the Cross Z and Beast ride watches and Genom ride watches handed over to Team Zi-O and Team Gates. So yeah, how are they going to keep this up? Where are they going to go once they run out of another writers? Uh, hmm. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Agito, Yeah, still no word from Shirakura on how they're going to address the, oh crap, we already actually have a character in Agito's lore named Another Agito. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Although, yeah. So yeah, all in all, some decent episodes, and hey, at least we got to see more of the God Dan Kuroto, so I can't complain there. Mm. And speaking of somewhat consistency, we have episode 39 of Lupinranger versus Patranger. And yeah, it turns out that the fried shrimp ganglord that Zamigo killed last episode, yeah, as I said before when it was spoiled, yeah, he didn't actually die. Apparently, Zamigo, while he doesn't have a collection piece, bullshit, yeah, I'm not, yeah, until we see those two double vaults open, I'm still gonna call BS on that one. So yeah, Zamigo's primary power is that once he freezes freezes targets with his gun, he apparently has the ability to have them swap places, and yeah, it's his primary ability. So yeah, this opens up a couple of questions. Yeah, namely that the people that Kairi, Umaka, and Tuma are, their loved ones, they might not actually be dead, but actually kept in I don't know, in the next dimension. And yeah, no, this just seems like a big retcon to me. I mean, we saw them. We saw the frozen ice. Okay, granted, we didn't see a corpse or anything like that, but you know, oh, let's see, what was that? I'm thinking of an example here. I mean, we saw them freeze. We saw them shatter. You can't just. I mean, what did Zamigo swap them with anyway? Just the air? I mean, yeah, that's one hell of a magic trick. I'll grant that. But again, this revelation, this episode, kind of makes it look like it was, just it sounds like like I said before with my early DBZ comment. Yeah, it basically just seems like a long retconned, censorship scrubbing. He was like, oh no, they didn't die. They just got transported to another dimension. Or like when Duke got stabbed in the heart with a snake in the GI Joe movie. He's like, oh no, he's not dead. He's just in a coma. I mean, oh yes, and of course, no, yeah. Oh, now I remember. Yeah, no, their loved ones, they didn't die. They were just sent to the Shadow Realm. Ugh. Yep. This doesn't break the show. I'm just saying it's just dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. And yeah, speaking of dumb, that aforementioned Ganglar, like the fried shrimp one, he's apparently just going around attacking people with flying tempura shrimp. Uh-huh. And his personal collection piece basically has the ability to cast float on whoever he wants, so it just makes them easy targets for shrimp missiles. But yeah, the Ganglar doesn't really do much aside from just once again show the Patrangers as complete chumps. And yeah, speaking of which, Keiichiro is still trying to basically get through to Kairi, just try and see who the hell pissed in his cornflakes. But again, all Kairi sees is basically just Keiichiro acting like his brother, which is causing him further distance. But there's no way Keiichiro could know that. He's never met them before this. So yeah, try as he might, he's accidentally adding on to the problem. But there's some hint that he knows that, but he's just basically just caught between a rock and a hard place. He wants to help Kairi, but knows that if he does, it's just going to be detrimental to his overall, to this little goal of his. So, Keiichiro, you have a lot of faults, but for some time now, you've actually started to, you've actually started to come around. You're coming around for me, dude. And yeah, Kairi, on the other hand, yeah, when he finds out that Zamigo's on a rampage, he's out for blood. Yeah, as are Umaka and Tuma. Well, okay, not those two specifically, but they do want to take down Zamigo themselves because, they still don't trust Kogure. They figured that if they could just get their loved ones back by taking down Zamigo, then they wouldn't need Kogure and the Lupin collection pieces. And yeah, again, there was that whole hinting earlier that nobody really knows exactly what will happen if they're all brought together, so yeah, while I can get the logic behind that, And yeah, coupled with the information that Zamigo doesn't actually kill his opponents but teleports them when they're frozen in ice, their goal might actually be feasible and they might not need the collection pieces. But again, I'm not sure here. It could just be a covered up retcon, but again, they don't know that Zamigo. Yeah, they don't know that Zamigo's ice teleports people. They just saw their loved ones shatter like cheap glass. So, how they thought they could get them back just by killing Zamigo? I mean, unless he's like some sort of harbinger of souls or something like that that absorbs the souls of every person he devours, and killing him will have them be magically reborn. Again, I have no idea where they would have gotten some idea like that. This just all screams of this is a little bit head scratching. All right, so when Kyrie's up against Zamigo, that's when he tries to use Victory Striker to the same way that Noel used Victory Scrambler, the tank thing from like a couple of episodes ago to get his super form. Kyrie uses Victory Striker to become Super Lupin X. Once again, another happy birthday. So 39 episodes into the show, Kyrie finally gets a Battleizer. And this one is a special case. Wow, I'm just going to be rolling with the DBZ abridged DBZ references here. Yeah, basically Super Lupin X, Super Lupin Red. Well, let's see, what does it do? Scanning. They are psychic. They can see the future. Yep, and it actually Super Lupin X gives Kyrie the ability to see a few seconds into the future, which he uses to, pin down exactly where Zamigo's going to be dodging to, and just blast him away with both his Kaito, both of his changer and the Lupin Magnum. But Zamigo manages to avoid the killing blow by switching out with the shrimp gangler from earlier, and he just walks off, and nobody's trying to stop him. And although during the fight, while Kyrie's out for blood, Keiichiro and the other Patrangers, Keiichiro specifically notices that Kyrie's just shaken, and he was out for blood. And so, correctly deduces that, Zamigo has the personal, Kyrie has some, Lupin Red has some personal bad blood with Zamigo. And that's probably going to lead to him eventually figuring out the identities of the Lupinrangers. I'm guessing. And speaking of Zamigo and the Lupinrangers, Umika and Tuma weren't exactly up for letting Noel know about Zamigo running around at first. And interestingly enough, Noel didn't know anything about Zamigo, so Zamigo didn't have anything to do with Noel's loved ones, either their death or whatever. The reason why he became a phantom thief and a cop for the global police. So that leaves a bit of a question: who was actually responsible for Noel becoming who he was? And afterwards they cut on over to Destra getting completely hammered. So I'm guessing Destra might have had something to do with that. And he's not exactly in a good mood since he's lost all of his collection pieces on the various schemes. And he feels that he's personally failed on Don Dograndio. And so he's basically just getting drunk in his shame. And Gauche is coming to him with a proposal. And that does not mean anything good. So, that's about as far as I can remember here. So all in all, Zi-O, it's still... but it's at least not aggravating yet. Although, again, it's a Shirakura production. Oh, and also, thanks to the 0.5 episode I almost forgot to mention, apparently for like the first 8 episodes, it was written by Kento Shinoyama, as you know, who wrote Ninja, but surprisingly I felt was actually doing somewhat of a decent job, the Fies and Build arcs notwithstanding. And now for the O's arc and presumably the next couple of arcs, we're going to be having Noble Hero Mori writing it. You know, the guy who was responsible for the Yongo Net movies, and unfortunately, Kyuranger. Oh yeah, Kyuranger. The one Sentai series I just dropped like a lead elephant. And yeah, look forward later this on Monday when I have an article about his about the Kyuranger versus Space Squad movie. Yeah, shameless plug. And yeah, you can already look. And yeah, Nobuhiro Mori, he did do a good job with the Yongo Net movies, and he wrote some episodes for O's apparently, and Bill the Ghost. He's been an on-off secondary writer, so bringing in people who worked on O's does make sense for this arc. But yeah, the reason, they actually went and explained, and they actually moonlighted and poked fun at the fact that why Sogo's character has been so off for the last, for like this arc, starting with this arc, why everyone's characterization's off. Again, they're aware of their problems, but they're not addressing it. They're just using it for, lol, we're Deadpool, jokes. Guys, again, addressing your problems and not fixing them does not mean you're helping. You're just making asses of yourselves. Stop it or fix it. Now. So yeah, Zi-O, overall decent, but again, the God Dan Kuroto, he is something us mere mortals do not deserve. And Lupin versus Patranger, we're getting close to the end here. So yeah, next it's going to be the 40th episode. So unless the plot starts picking up, I'm going to assume that there's going to be some big stuff happening around Christmas, because that's usually what happens with Sentai. They usually save like the big story revelations or the big arcs for Christmas because, you know, a big ratings boost. And I'm betting for the next couple of episodes this is going to be building up to the Christmas fight. So until then, this is David on David's Brain. See you when I see ya.